Oh, geez. All right, so today I'm gonna go over my list. I just posted it on Twitter. This is my watch list for tomorrow's trading, which is December 6th. The first one on here is Pfizer, so I'm gonna start with this daily. All right, let's go to daily. So on the daily, we have this double inside day, which I like a lot. It's also perfectly bounced off of the all-time high from before to the cent, which is nice. But I'm going to dig down. I'm going to go to the 15-minute chart to get my levels here. So my levels, I've already kind of drawn them in a little. But for the top, I'm going to play the calls over this green line here, 54.8. This one's easier to see actually on the 1 hour. So I'm going to go here. So it's 54.8. We have these two here. This high is 54.82. 54.81, but I'm going to use the 54.8 psych level on this to play call over, hoping for, I'm going to play 56 call over this, hoping we're going to play 55.07, 55.10 up to this 55.72 resistance points here. On the downside, we have 53.65. I got this one, 15 minute. It's the point of control as well. So that's where either buyers or sellers are going to step in. If it closes below this line, sellers are going to step in most of the time. So I like that. There's also 40-ish cent move down here to 53.25, which I like as well. After that, I'm going to hop over to this flow real quick. So on the flow, this is the intraday analyst tab here on PFE. The most active chains that really stick out to me are these three right here, which are the 1210, which would be this week's expiration date. So we have this 53.5 put, which has decent volume, decent OI. And then the 1210, 56 call and 55 call are both decent on both sides of this, which is something I like, so you can play both sides here. All right, so the second chain I'm watching ticker is Visa. So the first thing I start out here with this most active chains, the intraday analyst tab again. So things that stick out here, we have this 1217 205 call. This is kind of different. This really sticks out here, the 220 1223 call. We have decent volume on it. Okay, open interest, nothing too crazy. But then we also have this 1210 205 call, which is decently out of the money still. And we have puts at as low as 175, even pretty high up here, which is that's a 20 cent drop in 5 trading days. So that could signal a big move, and also a possible magnet here. Decent volume, higher than open interest. All right, for the chart, we go over here. Let's go 1 hour chart. So 1 hour chart, decent. One thing I noticed here was this first one at 197.6. We have multiple inflection points. All these are coming down towards it and they bounce off. This was a high at one point. It's a little bit over, but then we also have it here. A low hitting it, a high hitting it, a high. Another high, another low, and then it never tested again. So that's something I like a lot there. Over that, I think I have these 2 points here at 198.9, and then this 199 point, let's see, 0.44 is a daily level off the chart. And then over that, I think we see the 200. So I'll be playing 200 calls over the 197.6 level. On the downside, we got this 194.98. I actually used a 15 to break this down a little bit more. So we see here, we have this big candle. That's a $2-ish move on this candle. But we see throughout the day this retest here of this 194.98 multiple times. If we can get a 5-minute close underneath this, we have room down to 193.5 or even lower if it can break this. Most of the time, or I guess sometimes, it will retest this initial breakout point here at 191 area. So that's both down and upside we can play, which I like a lot in my plays. All right, so the next one, this one is probably my favorite setup for this trading day, Monday the 6th, mainly because we have these 3 call here's who are very much out of the money. Let's see, UAL finished at 40.61, and we have 3 calls that are 50 to 60 with good open interest, and also the bid's pretty low as well, which, can be nice. But another thing that sticks out is this 37 put and 39 put. This one is more of a short-term put, which I like to play that as well. We also have 40 and 42 calls on the 10th, which can stick out. There's also a 38 put with decent volume. That's nice. Okay, so we can play both ways here. But what really sticks out to me on UAL is, let's get the daily real quick. So on the daily, we have a double inside day off of this big 3-bar, which this can go either way, obviously. But to the upside, my target would be about 43.5, granted that we break through this resistance first and then this one. On the downside, 39.7 is the low here, with a downside to about 38.9, 38.8 area, which is also a decent move. But I'm going to go over to this 15-minute chart, look more at some possible call triggers. So my first one on the upside, I like 41.55. So we have this test here at 41.59, 41.6, which is a good test. But the reason I'm not moving it down to about 41.13 or even 41.4 is because this is a double inside day. So it shows that neither buyer or sellers have control, and I want more of a break towards one side before I play the side, just really to avoid the breakouts. On the downside, I have this 39.85 level. We can see it bounced here, here, a lot of different support and resistance lines. So under that, I like a 39 put for sure. Even a 38 put could play, but we do have a huge support down here around 38.9. So I like that as well. It does look like on this 15-minute, we have this descending wedge right here. More of a bull flag, but if we can break out of that, there's also a decent upside play as well. Last play that interests me as well is Sofi. It's definitely taken a beating of recent, breaking through that very big 20 support level. But what sticks out are these 2 calls, this call mainly is really out of the money. Granted, it is almost 8 months of time for expiration, but the volume on this is almost 28,000 with only 3,000 open interest. This could signal obviously a bottom, but it also can show some other things. But what I like here is we have the 16 call, 1210 with 5,600 volume, only 444 open interest. So there's a lot of buyers stepping in here. We also have this 15 put that has very good volume as well, at around 4,000 to 1,600 in terms of that. But we also, on this biggest options trade, we have some pretty big bullish movements, but also these couple plays here that stick out with the bearish. So this play can definitely go both ways. So on the daily, we had this little doji candle formed here on Thursday, and then we had to break down to this continuation line of a 3. It's a 3-bar if you use the strat, down to actually a POC, which is decent, and it filled the gap down. But let's break this down. Ooh, that was loud. Alright, this is what I really like. On the 15-minute, we have this over 1550 as my call trigger, and then 1495 as a put trigger. This 1550, the reason I didn't go lower is because we did have this retest here at about 15.6, but we also have this low at 15.47, and sellers were stepping in really, really fast. I thought about this line right here at 15.43, but with this break here, I think 15.5 is a better confirmation. I want a 5-minute candle close above, and sellers are also in control, so it's going to be a little bit hard to go against that trend. But on the downside of 15.95, which this candle hits, all of this. Also the key thing here is we're going to wait for a 5-minute close above these trigger points in order to play the calls or the puts.